Hello, quilting friends. It is Tuesday, and I am so excited. I am home. My travels are over for a while. This is day 3 at home of 40 days at home, we think. Think with a couple things brewing in the background that could cause us to have to move around a bit. But my next scheduled trip is 37 days from now. So like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, 37 days. And I've already gotten a lot done in the 2 days I've been at home and today as well. So I'm trying to have it I'm trying to like 40 productive days. I'd like to say it was 40 days of fitness, but it's not. I'm not spending 40 days grinding it out, but I'm spending 40 days grinding it out in my sewing room and at my computer. So how are you? Leave me a comment. Let me know how things are going. Let me check comments. Let's see. We have Cindy. Hello, Cindy. It's good to see you. And Madeline. Hello. It's good to see you. Let's see who else is here. Joan. Hello. And hello, Pat in Wisconsin. I'm happy to see you. Yeah. So I wasn't here last week because I was on vacation. Now, sometimes when I'm not here, I have a doctor's appointment or home repair or stuff like that. Last week was genuine vacation. And I don't talk about it before I leave, with the whole house unattended thing and all of that. But going on vacation the week after Black Friday, when you are a grandma, is not the best idea in the world because grandmas shop and buy things for their grandchildren. So I hired a girl from church to come over and check on the house and chuck packages into the driveway, into the garage, which was nice. So that all the packages, everything Santa brought didn't sit outside in the snow. What was with the snow? It snowed. It snowed on December 2nd. And I was in Virginia and it snowed on December 4th, I think. And they were all very excited. There was like this much snow on the ground, and somebody made a snowman that was about 6 or 7 inches tall, and there were like tracks in the barely snow-covered grass where somebody had apparently sledded down either on like a kitchen tray or a box or something. It was kind of hilarious. So, Pat, how much snow is snowy Wisconsin? Because I don't know what we got here, but it was maybe 3 inches. I think my daughter got 5. I didn't hear what my son got up here in the Northeast. But there was a rain snow line that came at me this way, and I was on the happy side of it. So we got a little bit. Well, hello, JB in New Jersey. Granddaughters. I only have one granddaughter, but I need to sew for her more. But happy hemming. So Carol, hello, New Jersey again. And hello in Florida, Annette. I'm guessing you are not included in the how much snow did you get this week conversation. But yeah, there are downsides as well, I'm sure. Hurricanes, bugs, humidity, things like that. So yeah, my husband and I took off last week and went to Virginia. It was about a 10-hour drive because it was Thanksgiving, about a 10-hour drive in both directions. Because the quick way is to go from my house through New York City, through all of New Jersey, through Philadelphia, through Baltimore, through Washington, D.C., and then down to Virginia. And that's a lot of people and a lot of traffic. So we don't go that way. So I'm thinking driving through Ohio could make sense. And we drove through Pennsylvania, but just to avoid New Jersey. I mean, I know there are New Jersey people on here, but, we do try to avoid 95. 6 inches of snow in Wisconsin. The next time I go to Wisconsin will be in June, and I don't think there'll be any snow then. Make it so. But I hope you're staying warm and sewing indoors and enjoying the pretty scenery. Like I kind of have some snow in between the brush going out in the yard right now. So we went down to Virginia Beach, knowing that it was not beach weather. It was actually rainy and cold. Walked on the beach, like along the boardwalk once, and I made it like 2 blocks. I mean, like 10 minutes, 2 blocks, because that's all I can walk. But let's see, what did we do after that? We went to a zoo. I didn't I found out at the zoo, uh, this was my first trip in a wheelchair, just because walking is not easy for me with my spine. And I find out where wheelchair users wear gloves because my husband pushed me around. But like if I was inside of a building and I would want to go see something, I'd move myself and then I scraped my thumbs on my knuckles on the wheelchair. So I will have gloves if I do that again. But the zoo was crazy. It was the Norfolk Zoo. And I have 2 words for you. 2 words to explain my experience at the Norfolk Zoo. Mating alpacas. Do I have to explain any more? I chose not to take pictures because I don't want that sort of content on my phone. But I had a blast because love seeing all the animals. Then what else did we do? We went to the aquarium. There's an aquarium in Washington. No, in Williamsburg. We went to the aquarium there, which was nice. We went to a museum. Trying to remember. We did something else in Williamsburg, in Virginia Beach. Oh, yeah. So we went to Norfolk, and then we went to Virginia Beach, and went to the aquarium. And then we went to the Museum of Contemporary Art, which is a little different than what I'm used to. Because I'm used to going to like Mass MoCA or MoCA in New York City, or even Dia in my town, which are huge buildings with, like, oh, I know that artist. I know that artist. What this was in Virginia Beach was it was a celebration supporting artists. So it had an exhibit of kids from their summer camp making art. And it had the exhibit was from artists in the Hampton Roads area, that part of Virginia. So the only permanent piece in their collection is a Dale Chihuly, which I always look for Dale Chihuly when I travel. He's a glass artist. Think ceiling of the Bellagio, or for quilters, think in the Hilton, the really cool glass chandeliers. That's Dale Chihuly. So we did see that. Aquarium, zoo, museum. Then we went to the Decorative Arts Museum and the Folk Art Museum in Williamsburg. We did a little bit outdoors in Williamsburg, but it was getting cold. And let's see, someone said, did I have Death by Chocolate? I did not. We found some more suburban restaurants rather than Williamsburg restaurants, just because parking, walking, traveling, stairs, things like that were a little hard for me. So one of the joys in my life has been vacationing in cities. Like, hey, let's go to New York City for the weekend, or let's go to San Francisco, or let's go wherever. Tokyo. It was a fabulous event teaching when I was at the Tokyo Quilt Festival. It was fabulous. Just, get on a train, run here, run there, see this, see that. I love that. It's not something I can do anymore because I just can't motor around. So, because, just go in here. Well, that's 4 or 5 stairs up. I can't do that. Then it's 3 blocks over to here, but there's nowhere to sit. So not, Williamsburg, Colonial Williamsburg wasn't necessarily my jam, because I felt bad having my husband push me over the cobblestones and stuff. And then he didn't want to leave me outside while he went upstairs and into places. So it was nice, but it just isn't my jam. But while I was there, I did find a yarn store. So at I live near Rhinebeck, New York, which is the biggest knitting show in the country. And when I was at the Rhinebeck show, I was updating my Ravelry, which again is that database where you put in all your yarn. And I was entering things, and I was like, oh, I got this yarn that I never put into Ravelry, and I got it at this shop in the Berkshires in Massachusetts. And then I'm looking up the store, because you can link to where you bought it and how much you paid for it and all that. And the store didn't exist. I'm like, I've been there at least twice. I know it exists. I was there with my daughters. I was there with my friend Tara when we were on vacation together, and it wasn't there. And I kept finding this yarn store, and it said it was in Williamsburg, Virginia. little digging, found out it was the same yarn store. It moved. It had been in Massachusetts for like 30 years, and then it just moved last year. So it was the same store. So I had to find it. Isn't that yummy? Isn't that yummy? It was just beautiful. And my husband pushed my wheelchair in there. And I thought taking him to Rhinebeck would give him an understanding that this is a vice and not necessarily practical. But, you got to buy the pretty ones. And he was like, sock yarn? How many pairs of socks do you need? And I'm like, did you just ask me in knitting language how many quilts do I need? Because all of them is the answer. And I may never make anything out of this. I bought it because I like it, because it's really pretty. Isn't it pretty? It is Earth Yarns. And I think it's called Unique is the yarn. Uneek, and it's Earth, Urth. Anyway, it's really cool. And I might make a scarf out of it. I might not. I may never. And my husband was not upset. He was not criticizing. He was just like, really? Do you need more socks? And I'm like, number one, I do, because I have tons of sock yarn, but have I made all the socks? No, I have not. But anyway, this may end up being a scarf, because while it is sock weight yarn, it doesn't have any nylon in it and it won't wear well. So it would be better as a scarf than as a sock, because socks get worn heavily. But anyway, that was really funny that my husband was trying to figure that out. How many socks do you need? I'm like, whoa, you did not. But it was a wonderful time getting away with him, just because I've been on the road for the last month and a half. And we were away from work mostly. We both did a little bit of work because I actually have another job. So, up in the morning with a cup of tea doing some computer work. I do social media for people and stuff. A lot of time in the car. So anyway, it was nice. It was a good time. So going to the beach when it's cold, not my favorite thing in the world, but we're planning other adventures that we can just throw a wheelchair in the car and away we go. So that was that. So that's where I've been. Let me see what else is on my list of things to tell you. Nope, wrong list. Let me come over here. So I told you I bought my yarn. Now I got to tell you what I started. So I told you what I bought. Now, what have I started? What I started was the mystery quilt that's coming out on January 3rd. So mark your calendars. The name, you've heard it here first. The name of the quilt, I think, is There Be Dragons. Like on a map, they draw a map and that in old timey, and they would say, we don't know what's over there because there be dragons. And if that's too obscure, the name might change. But anyway, the quilt is all cut out, partially pieced, and I should have it pieced together by tonight or tomorrow. The pattern is mostly written. I'm testing it right now. The yarn, 5 fabrics between a half a yard and 1.5 yards per fabric. Start thinking. None of them are directional. Do not use directional fabrics in this. It just won't work out that well. Except maybe one of them. Anyway, I'm working it out, but I designed it. The pattern is almost written, and I'm finishing the first one, and then I'll do the paperwork, and then you might get an extra newsletter announcing that you're going to want to sign up for this. So that's one announcement. I have many more coming up for 2026. I'm very excited that I have 40 days at home, I think, to get all the plans in place. So I have so much fun to do. I have other things I'm making that I can't show you. So I can't show you the mystery quilts that I'm making and other things that are coming out. But whatever. So let's see. Cindy. Sounds like Cindy is in. Now, this quilt is 60 by 60. The smallest piece is 3.5 inches. I can piece this quilt in 3 hours, with the reveal being on the 4th hour. It's a quilt you can piece in a day. Let's see who else is here. Annette, awesome. Sounds like you're in. January 3rd, Saturday, January 3rd, East Coast time, noon 1, 2. So I think it's 1, 2, 3, and 4 o'clock the reveal will be. Heather, dragons. Yes, sorry. The time Not really well, might work for you. It might be late at night for you. So New York time, just Google what time it is in New York, because Heather, I'm terrible with time zones. I can't handle my own, let alone ones across the world. But it's going to be Saturday, January 3rd, New York time. Put it aside from noon to 4. So noon, 1, 2, 3, 4. It'll probably be 1 to 4, but might throw in a noon. I might have to put in a fourth step. Like I might put in a cutting step first and then piecing. Still working on it. Cindy Dragons. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad that that I got that. I designed it yesterday. I was researching and yesterday I'm like, have to commit. And then I just played around, sat down, boom. So I'm pretty happy with it. But once I have to, I got to finish it. So all the pieces are sitting there. I had a conference call. So I was cutting everything out, but I couldn't sew because I was on a conference call, but I could iron and cut. Ronnie, were you in with our mystery quilt last year? I did this on the first Saturday of the new year in 2025 as well, and that was called Blanket Fort. That pattern and class are available at debbiebrownquilts.teachable.com, I believe. So that is available as one of my classes, just because that's how I handle download in other countries because of the EU VAT issues. So you have to buy a class you have to buy a pattern as a class because downloadable content is weird in different countries. And Carol, yes, we are up for another mystery quilt. I'm very excited. And then I'll have another announcement next week. I don't have enough details worked together of what comes right after that. So we'll see what comes after that. Some of you have been waiting a year to find out the answer to that. So there you go. So that's what's new. What am I working on? Well, I have my desk knitting. And this is a little hat for my existing grandson. I have another grandbaby coming in a couple weeks. So when I say baby, I have to mean the old baby who's like almost 6 months old, as opposed to the new baby who is anytime now. I don't know if this is going to show up well. This is my desk knitting. I do a lot of things that involve upload time, download time. But here is the hat. It's got bear ears. Yep. So I have to get that done for Christmas. My daughter-in-law knows about the hat, but she doesn't really watch this. And there may be enough yarn here for a new baby as well. This might be Italian hand-dyed Eye of the Wolf hand-dyed Italian extra fine merino yarn, because the tag goes inside the ball of yarn, so you always know what type of yarn it is. Okay, so that's one thing I'm working on. Hat, you'll get to see that. And something I was posting. So last week when I was on vacation, I can't post that I'm on vacation, so I was trying to have some content. So I was quilting in my hotel room. My nephew, who is way too cool to watch my videos, has a house that has a lot of neat architectural details. It has stained glass windows. It has really cool tile floors and stuff. And they want placemats. So yes, white placemats. I'm not saying I'm the smartest, but it looks like their floor, except their floor is all the same tile. So this is a placemat. And now I'm at the point where I can rip all of this out, which is pretty exciting because I got to go quilt it now. But one is done. I got to piece a second one. And Christmas with that side of the family isn't until January because that's where I'm going. But I want to do a whole series of pairs of placemats for them based on architectural details from their house. So the first one happens to be white. Not my best plan, but I already had those pieces and the fabric cut and everything. So this will be my movie watching time. And this is the fabric that's going on the back, which is stained glass. It's a print of stained glass. It is, does it say what it is? Does it have a name? It doesn't have the name on the selvage, but it is stained glass fabric because the line it is. The line I bought it is stained glass because I looked. But this is going to be the back and the binding. And then I'm going to like quilt it in these colors. So there will be color involved. It'll be orange and red and teal and stuff. So pretty excited. So that's what I'm working on. Let's see what else is on my list. So hello from vacation. Yes, I bought yarn, started the mystery. Those are my UFOs. What did I finish? I finished Jackson's quilt, which is my daughter's wife's nephew. His brother has a quilt like this. It's blue. This was quilted with a ruler. His was quilted free motion. So this is my current As the Bobbin Turns video. And this was quilted with a 3-inch half circle template. And if you are in As the Bobbin Turns, you can go watch how I was able to easily quilt this without marking. I love the look of this. And you may be seeing more of this type of stuff coming in the new year. Just a hint, just a thought, as in I'm piecing a bunch of stuff. So that's one thing I finished. What else? What else do I have to tell you? So subscribing to As the Bobbin Turns, you can subscribe either monthly or annually. And there's going on 100 videos in there right now. There's 40 quilts. There's other techniques in there, and you just get a library. It's subscriber only content. So people always ask me, how can we support you? You give all this stuff away for free. Well, you can support me by joining the membership. And then I try to, I make videos specifically for you. So that's that. And what's coming up? Okay, this is my husband's fault. Carol, that pattern is called Squared Away. It is a cutie pattern of mine at debbiebrownquilts.com. Thank you. It's the first cutie pattern ever designed, not published, but designed. And it's the first one I ever published. So what's coming up? And this is my husband's fault. Because I finished a series of books and he said, oh, I found this wackadoo series that was on Hoopla. And it's like space and aliens and earth forces and stuff like that. And a lot of snark, a lot of adventure. And they're publishing the 19th book. So this is nearly 400 hours of audio pleasure that I'm listening to. I finished the first book, got 17 to go, but I don't think I'll finish all 17 by December 23rd when number 19 is finished. I don't think there are enough hours between now and then, but I have a lot of listening to do. And in the meantime, Apple had a series on called Silo that was highly, highly rated. My husband wanted me to watch it. So of course, now I am reading the series. Let me see. The first book is called Wool. So I started that yesterday. I got 3 hours left to go. That'll be done midday tomorrow. And then I'll go back to my adventure book or Silo book 2. We'll see. So that is a post-apocalyptic future here on Earth. Nothing supernatural. Space aliens series, nothing supernatural unless you consider space aliens and ancient AI technology. Anyway, sounds worse than it is, but I love the reader. I love the way it goes. So I have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours to happily quilt and listen to a book. And I just have to set timers to remind myself to stop, like, hey, cook dinner, or hey, you have a meeting, or hey, I've got a church thing tonight. So I have to set timers for that. Otherwise, I'll just sit and quilt and listen. And I'm not sure I'll finish that series in 40 days because that's a lot of hours. Let's see, 400 hours. No, it's 10 hours a day for 40 days. I don't listen that much. But the next place I go is to my sister's. And I can listen at her house while I quilt. I can take a sewing machine with me, take my computer with me, and have a ball. I just realized Hello Kitty was saying hi to you in my cup. Every time I go to spell my sister when she travels, I'm happy to tell you about that because my husband doesn't come with me. My house isn't left alone. I also pet sit for my sister, so she doesn't have to put her dog in a kennel since I'm staying at her house anyway. So this was Oreo always gets me. Oreo is my sister's dog. She always buys me something Hello Kitty. So this was an Oreo present. And my granddaughter thought it was pretty cool. Pink glitter cats. I think it's pretty cool too. Oh, Carol, you have the pattern. Cool. I was actually cutting another one of those out today because I was in a conference call and I finished cutting everything I had to cut. So I just started cutting another one of those out. I just grabbed a cutie pack and started cutting out another one because I love that quilt. It's easy to make. It's fun to quilt. It's very versatile. So you will be seeing more of those. But that's what I have going on. My goal is to put out a newsletter on Mondays, but there's so much happening right now, getting ready for next year, that you may get an extra email or two. And what's going on with that is sales, because I got to clean out my sewing room. So I just sold off a bunch of long arm quilting rulers, and I have a whole basket more that I have to upload. I sent out my newsletter. They're all gone. So, yeah, I'll be destashing. I think I'm going to put out like 7 bolts of fabric a week for your backings. Let's see, Bonnie. Hello from a chilly New York, as you know. Well, I haven't been outside, but we're going down to 3 and you're further north than me. So are you staying above 0? Because I don't think you are. You tend to be colder up there. Let's see. Carol, your plan is stash bus with color blocks and cutie patterns. Awesome. I'm your girl. So there'll be a lot of cutie patterns stuff coming your way and how to quilt them. Ooh, did I let something slip? More color blocks coming. Yeah, I got a lot of fun stuff, but I'm going to be putting out sales. So look in your open your newsletter, and you might want to open them right away because the stuff sells out right away. Let's see, Bonnie, you're going to hit the negatives tonight. Oh, I just you don't live far from my grandson, my youngest grandson, the old baby, as opposed to the new baby, the old baby. So I got pictures of him bundled up in a sweater I made for him yesterday. So he did go out in the snow. How much snow did y'all get? I think they only got about 5 inches where they are because they're down closer to the capital region, and I think you're north of that. But yeah, we're going down to 3 tonight, and I have to go out tonight in the pitch black weather when it's cold. There's something wrong with this plan. Carol, as the Bobbin Turns. Yes, more content coming in there. Plus, I will have some free content, a couple themes of free content coming. I can't wait to tell you all about this. I'm so excited. Hand pink waving. Hello. I didn't know if you were saying pink or just waving hello. So hello. So yeah. Expect some newsletters, expect some things to be on sale. I've got a fabric line. My husband brought down out of the sewing of one of the bedrooms for me that I'm quilting with. And then I'm going to be doing some backing bonanzas. Whose goal is to finish quilts next year? Well, I'm going to put some fabrics on sale for backings for you. So anyway, that's what I have going on. I will be here again next week on Tuesday. You should have a newsletter before then, if not 2, depending on how much information I get done. And I apologize, next week I'll be talking even faster because we're back in a series of my medical treatments. So I will be bright pink and talking really fast for the month. I think I finished my series of treatments the day after Christmas. Yay for holiday season. But this stuff keeps me, it makes me bright pink because I'm really hot, like flushed, really hot, but it keeps me in the pink and keeps me going as well as I am. I lost some ground with my health in 23 and 24, and it impacted my spine. It was a major quality of life issue, but nothing's getting worse right now, and I like that. So we're still just getting used to me not being mobile, and thankful that I have medication available that will keep me stable where I am. I don't think I'm going to get anything back, but we're trying to not make it worse, because if I have to lose my spine, parts of my spine, I only lost my left leg, which means I can drive. If I can get in the car, I can drive, and I can walk short distances. So my life as a quilter, maybe I'll get more quilting done that way. We'll see. Anyway, that's what I have going on. Stay tuned. Subscribe to my newsletter at debbiebrownquilts.com. And open your emails right away if you like sales, because stuff sells out quickly. Let's see. Keep staying healthy, Bonnie, you too, and all of you. We do our best to stay healthy. The day we were driving on vacation, it was 2 days after Thanksgiving, and I had seen my grandkids, who are biological weapons. And I had this sinus thing going on. I'm like, yep, makes sense. Just saw the grandkids because they came in slightly unwell. But I fought it off successfully. I was like, this is either going to get worse or it's going to get better. And I had 2 days of fighting off a head cold that never happened. Yay, immune system. So stay healthy. Got to hug those grandkids, even though they're biological weapons. But happy quilting, everyone. Have some fun sewing for fun, not just getting ready for the holidays and gift giving and all the crazy parts of the season. So take care of yourselves, whatever that looks like. For me, it looks like a bear hat. Take care of each other, even those mean people who cut you off in the parking lots, because it's hard out there. So take care of yourselves, take care of each other. I will see you next Tuesday, 2:30. I will see you again next week on Tuesday at 2:30 New York time. And hopefully I will have more secrets to share with you. So this week's secret, mystery quilt. Expect seeing that out on social media, and I'll give you somewhere that you can start signing up for that, because that will be in a class, and you will sign up and it'll be free. And it'll be yours free forever. And if you don't sign up by the day I do it mystery, it'll be available for later as a purchase. So take care. I'll see you next week. Happy quilting.